Hello friends, congratulations that you have chosen to enhance your knowledge in the field of marketing. I am sure this video, Marketing Management for Beginners, will help you in achieving the goal. I am your instructor, Dr. Alka Jain. We shall try to understand the concept of marketing in this video. What are the objectives of this video? The video has a specific objective of familiarizing the candidates with the fundamentals of marketing and its related concepts. Sub-objectives have been defined as recognize the importance of marketing as resourceful activity in the organizations, understanding of marketing and its 4Ps, thoughtful understanding and analysis of key marketing activities. The major reference book for this topic is Philip Kotler's Marketing Management. Marketing management deals with the most important responsibility of an organization to make first the people aware of their product or service, second to make the product available to them, third to convince the potential consumer that the product can fulfill at least one need of theirs, and fourth to facilitate the process of exchange, which is the core concept of marketing. This exchange process has to ensure profit maximization and good image building of the organization. While performing all these activities, the marketer plays an important role in the growth of the economy and development of the society. The video attempts to cover basics of marketing with the help of scholarly readings and instructor interaction. How do students evaluate themselves after watching this video? All the students are expected to go through the material and maintain integrity and honesty in all their academic work. The students can evaluate their performance for each lesson through a set of questions given at the beginning of each lesson. In this slide, I am sharing my contact details with the students. All those who have any question after watching this video can send the questions to me. I'll try my best to answer those questions. My email ID is alkajain2008@gmail.com. So we are starting our lesson 1. We'll try to address the following questions in this lesson. The course view, what is marketing and the process of exchange, P, E and C of marketing management, what is the difference between a consumer and a customer. The process of exchange is a simple to and fro journey of goods, products and money. There are always at least two parties in the process of exchange, a buyer and a seller. Products and services travel from the seller to the buyer and the buyer in return pays money to the seller. This happens in the monetary system. In barter system, products and services are exchanged for goods and services only. This becomes the basis of marketing. It is rightly said that marketing is an ancient art. Perhaps the first marketing effort took place when the mankind was not even civilized. Two forest residents, one of apples and the other of bananas, both the poor animals, when fed up with having the same fruit every day, needed a change. So one of them decided to exchange his apples with the other's bananas. This actually worked to satisfy their need of change of taste. When both of them felt this need and found an outlet to fulfill this need, perhaps we witness an unrecorded event of first marketing transaction, which also has the roots of barter system in it. Exchange is again the core concept of marketing. The marketing concept focuses on needs, wants of target markets and delivering satisfaction better than the competitors. Marketing management is the process of planning, executing and controlling all the marketing activities so that you can attain your marketing goals and objectives effectively and efficiently. So we'll try to answer the question, what is the difference between consumers and customers? The person who buys the product or service is a customer, while the person who uses or consumes the product is a consumer. So we'll try to understand it with the help of an example. If we take the example of a baby toy, we all know that he or she would not be able to go to the market or to a toy store and buy one toy for himself. But ultimately, he is the user of the toy, so he becomes the consumer but not the customer. In another example of a wheelchair, we can assume that the patient himself is not in a position to go to the wheelchair shop or store and buy one. But when the wheelchair is brought to the patient, he is the one who uses the product. These two examples explain the use of product by someone else, but the same way baby food and patient's medicines can be examples of consumption of the product by someone else and purchase by someone else, which differentiates a consumer from a customer. Now we are starting the lesson 2 and we'll try to address the following questions in this lesson. What are needs, wants and demands? What types of needs exist for a consumer? When do needs and wants become demand? Are demands important for marketers? We shall try to understand the marketing journey of an enterprise. The marketing concept focuses on needs and wants of target markets and delivering satisfaction better than its competitors. The concept remains the same, but the practices keep changing as the enterprise grows. Needs are basic human requirements. These can be physical needs like air to breathe, food to eat, and water to drink for survival of this body. Social needs of belongingness can arise, the need of being a member of a prestigious gym or a club. Individual needs emerge from knowledge and self-expression. We become hungry at our lunch and dinner time as decided by the house discipline. These needs become wants when they are directed to specific objects that might satisfy the same need. For example, pizza instead of routine food. Culture and individual personality can play a great role in converting a need into a demand. For example, a hungry vegetarian person might want vegetarian food like vegetable cheese pizza only, while a non-vegetarian might want a chicken burger. Now, when are these wants converted into demands? Demands are wants for specific products which are backed by an ability to pay. When you want to have a pizza from Pizza Hut and have enough money in your pocket or bank account, only then your want is converted into a demand. What is the importance of this demand? The demand is the target of a marketer to generate for his product or service. But the marketer has to analyze need before jumping into demands of his potential customers. We can distinguish among 5 types of needs. First is stated needs. Perhaps the customer wants an inexpensive car or a very low cost. For example, in India, we can take the example of Nano. Second is real needs. The customer wants a car whose operating cost, not its initial price, is low. Third is unstated needs. The customer expects good service from the dealer. Fourth is delight need. The customer would like the dealer to include an onboard navigation system as we see in the cars these days. And the fifth can be a secret need. The customer wants friends to see him as a savvy customer. This can be secret to the customer himself also. Now, after understanding the needs, wants and demands, let us have a look at the 3 stages through which marketing practice might pass. First is entrepreneurial marketing. Startups knock each and every door for opportunities in the beginning of their life. Second stage is formulated marketing. As these startups achieve success, they move towards formulated marketing. A marketing team is established that formulates the marketing efforts. Third is entrepreneurial marketing. As the enterprise grows, brand and product managers start living with their customers and visualizing new ways to add value to their customers' lives. The theoretical framework of marketing stages establishes a path for marketing as and when the enterprise grows. But an effective marketing plan can take any form of marketing when it comes to real practice. This can be different from all the above 3. So we are starting our lesson 3, and here in this lesson we'll try to address the following questions. What is the scope of marketing? What is a marketing mix? What are the components of marketing mix? We tried to understand needs, wants and demands in the previous part of this video. Now our focus will be on the scope of marketing mix and its components. First, we'll try to understand the scope of marketing. It is not that you market products or services only. There are at least 10 types of entities which have been identified by the scholars, and we see that these are being marketed these days in this world. First is goods. Goods are physical products that are seen in the market these days. Services, where need fulfillment exists but tangible product in hand may be missing, as these services are intangible by nature. Third is experiences. Experiences can be generated through a blend of various goods and services, for example, water parks or a movie perhaps. Fourth is events. Marketers promote events like Olympics, cricket matches, etc. Trade fairs, exhibitions, artistic performances are more examples of events that can be marketed. Fifth is persons. Celebrity marketing has become a major business these days. Whether it is the time of election for leaders or professionals for their seasonal demands like star physicians during change of weather or star teachers during examinations. Sixth is places. Many Indian states promote their tourism through marketing activities. Amitabh Bachchan has promoted Gujarat and Kerala tourism, and Amir Khan is also trying to promote Indian international tourism. Seventh is properties. Real estate like land and villas, flats, etc., and financial properties like stocks and bonds can also be marketed. Eighth is organizations. Universities, colleges, museums, etc. boost their public image to compete more successfully for students and audiences. Now, information. Publishers of encyclopedias, directories, etc. are selling information to the buyers. 10th is ideas. Anna Hazare's idea of anti-corruption was marketed so well that the whole country stood up to support him. McCarthy has classified marketing activities and assembled them into 4 P's to create, communicate, and deliver value to the customer. This is named as marketing mix. McCarthy worked on limiting the elements of marketing mix to the following 4. These 4 P's of marketing have been shown in the diagram: product, price, place, and promotion. The first P, product, is a bundle of various features like quality, design, brand name, packaging, sizes, services, warranties, and returns, etc. Price, the second P, is not only the initial price that you have to pay, but the discounts, allowances, payment period, and credit terms also become a part of the price bundle. Third is place, channels which are used to make the product available to the customer. Coverage of the channel, assortments, locations, inventory, and transportation used are the critical tools which can affect this third P of marketing. Promotion is the fourth P. Not only sales promotion, advertising, public relation, and direct marketing are a part of promotion, but the sales team, who is the living part of all these activities, becomes a crucial element to be handled very wisely and carefully. Now, what is the process of these 4 P's? How do they work and how are they connected with each other? Product is the first and foremost component of the marketing mix. It can be of any type discussed in the previous discussion. It can be tangible or intangible by nature, but it has to fulfill at least one need of the customer. Once the product offering is established, the price has to play its role. Pricing depends on demand and supply, company policies, and selection of profit margins. After the prices are set, next job is to promote the product. This includes spreading awareness about the product and brand and differentiate them from other players of the market. Promotional strategies will help in branding and image building. Once the product becomes ready for sale with appropriate pricing and promotion, next job is to make it available at a location from where the customer can easily buy it. The place has become virtual in the modern IT era, but the level of importance of selection of appropriate virtual place remains the same. The companies do not make frequent changes in the short run in the marketing mix, but in the long run they can bring in strategic changes. We are starting lesson 4 now and we'll address the following questions in this lesson. What is the difference between marketing and selling approach? What do you understand by consumer market and business market? How can a marketer keep the customers satisfied in different kinds of markets? You may not notice much difference between marketing a product and selling a product, but there lies a huge difference. While selling aims at the producer's benefits and profits, marketing approach aims at need fulfillment of the customer. The table here in the slide shows basic differences between selling and marketing approaches. Selling emphasizes on the product while marketing emphasizes on consumers' needs fulfillment. In selling approach, products are manufactured based on situations suiting the company or the producer, while in marketing approach, products are manufactured after analyzing customers' needs and wants with a purpose to fulfill them. In selling approach, of course, the approach is sales volume oriented, while in marketing the approach is profit oriented. In selling approach, planning is short run oriented, while in marketing approach, planning is long run oriented. In selling approach, Sellers' needs are a priority, while in marketing approach, buyers' needs and wants are a priority. In selling approach, the organizations exist for production, while in marketing approach, organizations exist for customer satisfaction. In selling approach, innovations are not encouraged, while in marketing approach, innovations are encouraged in all fields to keep the customer satisfied. In selling approach, less transparency in the organization culture can be observed, while in marketing approach, harmony in different departments of the organization is highly required to keep the customer satisfied. In selling approach, cost determines price, while in the marketing approach, consumer demand determines price. This way, we have analyzed how similar sounding two activities can be so different in nature and their process and outcomes. Now, what is the difference between consumer market and business market? Whatever is produced in an economy is consumed only by two types of consumers, individuals and organizations. The first kind of consumer is named as consumer market, while the other one is named as business market. Some scholars have named them as individual and organizational market or buyers. Professional buying is always different from individual buying. When you purchase something individually for your use, you belong to consumer market of that product. But if the same product is being used in an organization to run their business, it becomes an industrial product. Hence, the key of differentiation is not in the production but in the usage pattern of the product. So we'll try to understand once again the product versus customer focused approach. Product focused approach in selling is in contrast with the customer focused approach of marketing. Survival with selling approach is short-lived as compared to the marketing approach. In the selling approach, profits are earned through increased sales volume, while in the marketing approach, profits are earned through increased customer satisfaction. Now we are starting lesson 5 and we'll address the following questions in this lesson. What do you understand by target marketing? What is the basis of segmentation of markets and how do marketers use them? Pizza is perhaps the best example to understand the concept of segmentation and targeting. See how different toppings on slices of the pizzas may denote different segments of customers, symbolizing different features of customers, making the segment different from each other. Basis of segmentation can be categorized under 4 major heads: geographical, demographical, psychographic, and behavioral. Commonly used bases for segmentation are geographic. The example is railways and banking industry. Next is demographic, which enables the marketer to divide the population on the basis of age, family, size, income, gender, occupation, and education, etc. Psychographic segmentation is based on their personality, attitude, preferences, and socio-economic classification, etc. Behavioral segmentation is based on occasions, benefits, user status, usage rate, and loyalty status, etc. Now we have one more question in front of us. Why do we need to segment and then target different customer segments? Companies cannot focus on all the customers at one point of time for their product or service. To overcome this problem, marketers have provided them with the technique of segmenting and targeting. In this technique, they divide the whole market into groups of consumers or segment them according to their needs and wants. Then the company may decide which segment can be best attended to by it. For example, Pogo TV channel has targeted the segment of kids, while Astha TV channel has targeted the segment of seniors population only amongst the whole population of TV viewers. A market segment consists of a group of customers who share a similar set of needs and wants. The segments are not created, they are already existing, be it demographic, geographic, or social, or any other form. But the marketer has a crucial task to identify this target market and work on it. Based on this target only, the marketer develops and names the products or services. The marketer just needs to identify the one or ones which are best fitted to his production patterns. Now we need to understand what is a niche. A niche is a more narrowly defined customer groups seeking a distinctive mix of benefits. These niches are identified by dividing segments into sub-segments. For example, ALL, the brand. This is the brand of ready-made women's apparel which successfully focuses on the niche segment of plus-size clothes for women. It means that they have picked the segment of fat women only who are looking for fashionable clothes. And isn't it interesting that the segment was already existing, but all marketer only could see it. Kotler also supports this idea of segmenting and then targeting the market in these words. Companies perform best when they choose their target market carefully and prepare tailored marketing programs. So it means that in marketing, we at times have to customize the product as per the need of the target market consumers. Dear friends, I hope the video could familiarize you with the concepts of marketing management. In near future, we will address the following questions related to marketing management. What is consumers' buying decision process? Discuss changing role of marketing. What are the implications of e-marketing? What is marketing of services? I hope the video could serve the purpose. Till then, enjoy marketing knowledge. See you in the next video. Good luck. Thank you.